Jr. around, you know. Sorry about that, folks. I guess I gotta do like a 2 to 3 parts videos where it pertains to this whole situation. So, the first part was about the ratings of Raw and everything, and then with AEW as well, and then it's going to continue on and all that. So, I apologize for that, but hopefully you do watch my series of all these parts. Um, but yeah, but let me continue. So yeah, there are other alternatives to watch other than WWE. You know, because at the end of the day, when you watch WWE, you're watching because of the not just because of the pro wrestling, but you watch it because of the character developments and the storylines, that are good, that are intriguing, that that's that's good for the TVs, you know. And when it's not good, like how WWE does things right now, because of this man, you know, you don't want to watch this anymore. And for those that still watches it, because they love garbage more than they love anything that's good. They always give WWE a pass with this, and I don't understand that. So instead of being on YouTube and talking a lot of smack about AEW, it's failing and everything, and the ratings are, it's going to continue to go down. How about you be the solution to that problem and come up with ideas on YouTube, and maybe AEW can pick up on your ideas to make it, for them to make it better, for to get people to tune in more, instead of saying, oh, the ratings going down, the viewership is going down, is that means it's a fail, it means the shows is garbage and everything. How do you know if you haven't watched it, if you haven't even tried it yet? You know, I mean, we all know what Winter Raw is. Everything they do on there is garbage. Even same thing with SmackDown, because you don't get that much wrestling match on the show anyways. Even on a 3 hour Monday Raw, where you don't get that much of time to watch a wrestling match, because at the end of the day they want to go to their garbage storylines and their garbage ways to to drag along with the talking and all that, and everything else that's that's tuning people away, and for those that tune in for the first time, they don't want to come back on to tune in, to tune in ever again. And hopefully, for those that are against AEW, instead of being against AEW for whatever reason you decided to go against AEW, and stop mocking the fans for that too as well, for being fans of AEW, and they were rather watch AEW than to watch a Raw or SmackDown. Be the solution to the problem. Be the solution to solve the problem that AEW to make things better for anyone that wants, that are not interested to watch AEW, to tune in to watch AEW instead of watching Monday Night Raw and a Friday Night SmackDown. And that's all I gotta say for that one. And now let's get to NXT with their ratings and viewership. So for NXT, they have a rating of 0.21 rating, with NXT only pulled in 698,000 viewers on USA. And obviously with this rating too, as with NXT, they used, when they first started, it was a 1 million, but ever since then they started declining. And I don't understand why, because NXT is another alternative to watch some pro wrestling on the show, instead of watching the Monday Night Raw and the Friday Night SmackDown. And especially when you got guys like a Matt Riddle, Adam Cole, baby, along with the rest of of Roderick Strong, Kyle Riley, and Bobby Fish, Undisputed Era, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, a Shayna Baszler, a Io Shirai, a Candice LeRae, a Johnny Gargano, the returning of Tommaso Ciampa, and you got some new faces in there too as well, especially what pertains to NXT, train the cruiserweight division way better than how it's been treated over the years on 205 Live and on Raw, with now becoming the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, with Leo Rush being the champion, and also with some new faces there, like a Cameron Grimes, a Boa who's coming to the rise pretty soon. You know, whenever they decide to to pull the trigger on, to pull the trigger for him to skyrocket, for of being a Chinese wrestler, and a few and among others that are there as well, where it pertains to a strong women's division as well. Um, so NXT is a better alternative, and it always has been. Um, I mean, not when this man was at the time, was in charge of it, but when Triple H was being in charge of it, along with the late great Dusty Rhodes, and then you got Ruben Regal. Now you got Road Dogg in there, Shawn Michaels. You got Matt Bloom, aka A Train, or aka Tensai, or aka Albert. Um, where basically NXT is especially when it comes to the takeover shows, tremendous shows. What to without doubt, no arguments and no dispute whatsoever. But even the NXT shows, they're good, way better than Raw, way better than SmackDown. And even when it pertains to NXT being competition with AEW, better obviously NXT has the better wrestling, and to a degree that sometimes the shows as being and being better than AEW as well, when it pertains to AEW Dynamite. But as far as grabbing that viewership and see how the ratings is afterwards, um, fans, I don't know why fans are not paying attention to NXT even more. Maybe because they're watching AEW or something else that's on TV. But I'm not trying to make any excuses if it was for her. But at the same time, despite NXT being as good as it is, it's like what pertains to Impact Wrestling and ROH, Ring of Honor, and you go say to a degree with when not Raw, what it once used to be, and then with AEW being new and beyond on the rising, and and they're trying to get that wrestling feeling back, for everyone that left, and they trying to bring them back. It's just that wrestling is not must see anymore, and that's the issue that needs to be fixed. And the one way that could be fixed is if this man either retires or, God forbid, he passes away. And it's never gonna happen. Even with XFL coming around, this man is still gonna be in charge of his company, despite XFL that's gonna be around, which I think that's gonna be a massive fail anyways, because it failed once before, and I guarantee you it's gonna fail again. But at the end of the day, this is money. He's gonna do whatever he wants with it, and we'll see how that turns out. But as far as NXT goes, um, I wish people will watch NXT more, because NXT is a good show. Even when they even back when they had the 1 hour shows, it's being pretty good, and now with a 2 hour show, because they're on USA Network, it keeps getting better and better, especially with the return of Finn Balor, by the way, who's now a heel, basically going back to his old roots of being Prince Devitt. Now he's not called Prince Devitt though, but he's still Finn Balor, and with the whole hand gun juster, from Bullet Club, because he is the original member of Bullet Club, and I don't know where it's got that go from there, but that's another thing that to NXT for, to see what's Finn Balor's going to do next year, on NXT, and and thank God that he's on NXT, because on the main roster he's been dead in the water all ever since he got hurt and everything. Where he never got out of that slump ever since then. And was man and this man and on top of that, this man saying he's not over enough, and wherever else he said. But the point is, NXT is a better alternative, but for some reason fans just don't care to watch NXT. Some fans say the show even with NXT being better than Raw and SmackDown, but some may say is a boring show. To me, to a degree, there's parts I do find it boring, but I still gone by it, and then whatever boredom I had in me, it went away when something else happened there on the show, because when it pertains to NXT, that's something that you don't want to miss, where it pertains to what could happen on NXT. If it's like a feeling when we watch the Attitude Era, or back in WCW, where what the NWO is going to do next and everything. So that, and also what Sting's going to do next, and I'll talk about those in WCW. But yeah, that's my take about NXT with that whole situation. And again with J Rance, he is there being, yeah, not just with J Rance but with others on the YWC that hates NXT for whatever reason, even though NXT is part of the company of the WWE. Instead of being bragging and being happy about NXT not having the best ratings of the viewerships, be the solution to the problem, to tell NXT anyone from NXT what they need to do to improve on their shows. Even though I don't think there's no improvement that they need on the show anyways, because NXT is a good show. There's nothing wrong with NXT. I mean there may be about a few problems about NXT, but at the same time there's no wrong, because NXT is a better alternative. It's a better show. It's not it doesn't feel like you want to bang yourself your head to a wall like you when you watch them on that Raw and SmackDown. But yeah, that's all I gotta say with this that was the issue with NXT.